My cousin Morgan used to work at Cartoon Network. He used to produce episodes of such shows as Chowder, The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, and others alongside a Filipino girl named Maria and Vera, another girl who was of Korean descent. One day, he had an idea for an episode of Chowder, entitled Dead Mung. He gave me the script and tape he made of Dead Mung. He told me that he had written the original script while Maria revised the mistakes and Vera had done the animation for the tape. Naturally, I was excited because he had never brought home anything from work before. Looking at the title, I thought it was some sort of morbid joke he made and I figured it would turn out to be just a regular episode. When I did watch the tape, I was very dumbfounded. The original intro appeared as normal, except at the very end when the title was shown and it immediately cut to black afterwards. The usual clapping couldn't be heard either. Instead, there was a low growl that lasted for what felt like an eternity. It wasn't like a regular dog growling, either. It sounded more like a combination between a wolf and a grizzly bear getting angry and the creature was about to rip someone's face off. Then the screen came up saying Dead Mung. It was nothing special. It was just black text in a very fancy font against a blood-red background, and then it showed Chowder trying to cook something like starfish fruit pudding in the kitchen. As usual, he kept messing up the dish, getting more frustrated each time he fucked up and fucking up even more. At this time, Mung entered the kitchen. Thick, heavy smoke like the mist of dry ice filled the air, because Chowder had burned whatever he was making. Mung, now very angry, started yelling at Chowder. "You son of a bitch. What the fuck are trying to do here? Kill me? I'd like to see you try." At that moment, Chowder gouged out Mung's eyes with his bare hands and blood began to pour profusely out of his master's eye sockets. He then shoved Mung into the oven. Mung struggled to get out and gasped for air, and then he asked one last thing. "What are you trying to make?" Chowder answered with, "Schnitzel." Mung burned to death in the oven. Chowder then took him out of the oven and let him cool. Then, after cooling, Chowder pulled out a butcher knife from his back pocket and ripped out all of the intestines and organs. Someone, a customer, came in at that moment and saw Chowder pull out Mung's innards. Chowder threw the butcher knife, hitting the customer in the eyeball, skewering it. Chowder skinned Mung and threw it out. He began eating Mung with a demonic, demented, and contorted face while blood seeped out of his mouth. Truffles appeared and joined in on the feast. Chowder finished Mung and threw his bones away. Truffles then exited the room with blood dripping down her face. Chowder stared at the camera with that demonic twisted look on his face for about 3 minutes. He screamed like a banshee chipmunk being tortured alive, and then the screen went to black. The text appeared in a plain dark blue font saying "The End" against a river of blood. I asked my cousin why he made this horrible cartoon. He didn't answer. A week later, I got a call from my puzzled aunt saying he had murdered several children and was going to go to prison for it. I told her about the cartoon he had made and how it was a Chowder cartoon that was never put on the air for obvious reasons. Now when I visit my cousin in prison, I try to ask why he made the cartoon. He still won't tell me even to this day.